So we've stopped at a beauty spot on our way to Queenstown, having left Strawn about 9 o'clock. We're heading for Hobart. In the distance you can see the conveyor that takes the crushed copper down for processing in Queenstown. And all these mountains were stripped of growth by the pollution from the mining process, and they're gradually regenerating. The World Heritage Area is behind me.
Goodbye, gentlemen from Liverpool.
Goodbye from Cape to Cambridge. This is the airstrip at Queenstown, and if you don't take off in time, you go straight into that mountain. These mountains were stripped of their timber during the busy part of the mining era 40 years ago, and they've only just started to regenerate their growth. Just heard a bicycle go past. These guys, they go for miles with panniers on the bikes. Anyway, yeah, the fumes from the smelting process, which were the wood from the mountains was used for fuel and also for pit props in the mines, and it's the fumes hindered the regeneration of the trees on the mountains, but it's all been changed now. The process has been cleaned up and the regeneration has started. This will give you an idea of the amount of pollution that mining copper involves. Here you can see all the waste being piled up here. So when you're enjoying your benefits of copper, your copper kettles and your copper pipes and copper wire and contacts, this is what's involved in order to get the copper out of the ground. And there's a little tree here that's been planted to try and bring back a bit of nature to this area. All the grass is dead, and even on this tree it looks like it's got cankers growing on the trunk. What a sad world we live in. But then we've got the benefits of technology. Around this bend and spotted beehives. So they seem to be in stands of 3, possibly 4. It's quite intensive. Look at all the supers on. Looking at the shape, I would guess they're Langstroth hives. Let's go and have a look, see what kind they are. They're pale in colour. compared with my bees, and I'd say look, got a bit of New Zealand look about them. The smell of honey is really good. Let's test them for quite placid. I'm not getting bothered at all. Lovely strain of bees. See that one over there fanning the entrance. Let's get quite a bit of drifting between these two colonies because they're right next to each other, and okay, apart from the number 1521. The colour of the hives are both the same, so they haven't got any positive colour identification. And on this side there's that looks like the queen excluder. So I've got two chambers for the brood, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 supers for the honey. I'm getting chased. I was standing there and working out 20 times 7. If the 7 supers on the hive, and you've got 4 stands of 7, and then each super holds about 30 pounds, possibly more with the Langstroth. 30 pounds of honey. You multiply that up together, that's an awful lot of honey. And it's obviously tree honey. What the tree is, I wouldn't be sure. Not sure whether you get honey from tea trees. You've got pines, and not many eucalypts around here. Possibly that's a eucalypt. Anyway, this is another stand of bees in the cutting. Again, they're in 4s back to back, Langstroths. Don't think they look quite as active as the ones higher up. Maybe wrong. Let's have a look again, see what colour they are down here. Probably the same. No, yeah. If anything, just a tad darker. Same smell of honey. Smells absolutely gorgeous. And they're very placid. I'm fanning the entrance. See, they're really a pleasure to work bees like this. There's some more of that white blossom on the other side of the row. I'll just nip over and see if I can see any bees on it. I don't see any bees working this. There's a chaser around me that doesn't like my presence here. At Taffy's Creek, what happens actually is that they take all the nectar from the nearest sources before they go further afield, and I mean, bees can fly a couple of miles to get the nectar that they require. What a great place to be a beekeeper.